this game.
Darn it.
In the bottom left, our Terran player, we have
ASD Poyu.
ASD. And in the center right location, from the team ZeNEX, we have
ZeNEX Puzzle.
Puzzle. Really, really talented player. I'm really happy that he's showing some of his best play here tonight.
Well, we haven't gotten to see enough of Puzzle right now.
Yeah, I want more Puzzle. There's no question about that. Well,
he's a good kind of puzzle, too. He's not that bad kind of puzzle that your really boring girlfriend will be like, oh, I want to do a puzzle with you, and you're like, oh, God.
wow.
Just like one of those, like, 3,000.
I hope she's not watching tonight. We did a puzzle like a month ago.
Oh, you and your I wasn't even talking about your girlfriend. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry you had to do that
Here
puzzle.
we are, Tasteless. Here we are.
Mom had that. She's like, it's a 5,000-piece puzzle. And I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. Where's my computer? This is why we have computers. I'm sorry, Tosis. I didn't know. I haven't dated anybody in years who would make me do a puzzle with him.
I don't know, man.
Because they love me, Artosis. All right. Now, the barracks is on the way. Puzzle does have a lot of options for different nifty openers you can do on this map. The Terran is making depots at the entrance, so sometimes going for Void Ray can be pretty good, as you can tear down those depots at the start. But that doesn't mean he has to do that. First thing, of course, though, is he wants to get rid of the scouting SCV inside of his main before he reveals whatever kind of tech he's going to do.
Well, he shows the second gas, which is fine. You can always, take your probes off it and not actually mine from it if you want. Do have this probe going to try to sneak in. He's going to go for it, Tasteless.
And he does manage to get in.
Oh, and he actually doesn't find anything out of worth other than there is no add-on and no gas on this side. That actually doesn't mean anything. By the way, that's one reason why you always want to build your gas on the far side.
Oh, excellent tip here for our
situations like that. I mean, he doesn't know if he's going gas or not. It looks like
he knows
a command
the
center
might
build.
still be going, quick command center.
Exactly. That's what from what he saw, how he walked in, it looks like a command center build. Instead, he's getting a factory and a second gas. So I think that he actually realizes right now, ASD realizes, hey, what he saw looks like the very quick command center. So this might force him into a Nexus first build or something like that. But it doesn't look like it. Puzzle is actually mining out of both gases at the moment. And gets a quick robo because he's so awesome. I knew I liked Puzzle for a reason. Quick robo.
Yeah, I love this
It looked
build.
like command center. He's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an observer, and I'm going to check it out, because I can't actually know.
This is one of the best builds you guys can do in PBT. Definitely copy this build by Puzzle.
Best one for learning. Absolutely.
Well, you're not going to be taking any risks. It's just a risk-free build.
That's right.
Look at this Stalker micro.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
It's like the Michael Jackson Stalker. Look at him dance like that.
Moonwalking back. He's going to have to get out of
it. Doesn't matter if you're Terran or Zerg. Well, yeah, it does, man. I'm going to kill you.
All right, so this has just been a great build so far. He's even adding the second gate. Looks like we are going to have the Tank Marine Banshee all in. It's so popular. It has been forever, and it will continue forever. Because it's actually very easy to execute and extremely strong. You can catch players that are unsafe against it all the time.
It is called the Tasteless build. You don't have to call it that fancy thing, Artosis.
Okay.
Now, the SCB has been picked off.
Ooh.
Did he see the robo? Can you just check for me? No, he didn't, actually.
Oh my God, just barely missed it.
Talk about close there.
Yeah. But he did see a Nexus, and that's going to make him feel pretty good. Now, as this observer gets down here, we'll see. There's a few different ways you can try to hold this. One would be if you could get charge in time. Obviously, he can't do that. Another would be going Colossus. That's probably what he's going to choose when he sees this. Another would be get a bunch of warp gates and go ahead and pump out as many Immortals as you can and just hope for good micro and stalling him out with force fields.
What do you think about the Stargate here?
It's pretty much the worst choice.
Now, he knows. I mean, the observer got in there. He knows what's going on.
Now, unless...
He might want to cancel the Nexus.
Unless he's practiced specifically using Phoenixes to not only pick off Banshees, but also pick up Siege Tanks, then I think that this is not a good choice. But we will see.
Yeah, I'm sort of holding my breath as it looks like the Nexus is going to finish.
You never actually see anyone go expansion into Stargate to hold this rush. And if this works, I will be watching this game when I get home about 5 times in a row and stealing every bit of information. But I don't see him actually holding this if ASD actually executes his rush right.
Puzzle does have his army in the good position here to defend from the Banshees. Sometimes the Banshee will get in there and kill a few extra probes, and that's just one more thing that's going to slow down. Now, here's one factor, though. The Phoenix can actually chase these Banshees all the way back home. In fact, kill them off. I want you and you. He's like just going back and forth.
Well, this is actually quite huge.
Yeah, because losing the Banshees are damage dealers.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the Stalkers end up getting picked off.
Without those being there, you don't even really need Stalkers, you know?
Right.
And Stalkers are actually the unit you don't want to make against this, but they force that. So that was huge that happened. But, you know, that could have been prevented. So I'm sure that's not the only reason he goes for these.
SCVs.
All right.
This guy is all in.
He is.
Now, what would you think about actually just going up onto the high ground and force fielding? Because he's already losing so much money sending these SCVs.
The only problem with that is they can bunker the bomb into your ramp and siege up, and then
you win.
And then break-in's hard. All right, thanks. Glad I won. Oh, and he snipes the other Banshee. That's pretty huge, man.
All right, here we go. Nice little force field there. Actually, could have been a little bit better, but he did.
Does get the siege tank.
Look at Puzzle. He's a serious badass.
He's tearing apart little pieces of this push.
Yeah, and each time he does a little bit of damage here and there to the push, by the time they get there, Puzzle is more and more prepared to hold this off.
I'm actually in shock and awe that we're seeing a Viking right now. I guess he's afraid of a possible Void Ray. But anyways, here we go. This is the important part. Can Puzzle actually hold with this? Things could not have gone better for him against this rush so far.
All right, siege mode up now. He needs to get those Immortals over there and target down the siege tank. Oh, nice. And that is a lot of damage time lost there.
And
okay, that was a little sloppy, but he did get all the siege tanks. Well,
he did.
For that new one. Run Immortal.
Puzzle, I think, is actually going to hold this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was very, very close to not holding it.
Well, he screwed up with the micro of the Stalkers at the end there.
Yeah, he did. But he was very close to not holding this Tasteless. We'll see if he ends up holding it. It looks like he will.
Nice. Tank is gone.
Yeah, and once that siege tank is gone, man, these Marines are not going to stand much chance against this many Stalkers.
Nice. Shut down the Viking right as it landed. Look at this. Puzzle.
Well, I have a lot to say about this.
This is really impressive.
I'll watch this VOD once when I go home, but not 5 or 6 times, even though he held it. Now, there's a few things that have happened in this game. For instance, he took the Phoenixes and he killed 3 Banshees completely for free. Then he made a minor engagement with some force fields and killed a siege tank almost for free.
Yeah.
And with all those free kills, he barely held it when it came down to it. GG. So, even with all those free kills in the absolute perfect scenario of getting all those free kills, losing nothing, he barely held it. So, I don't know. I don't know if that is actually a viable alternative to holding this build. I'm not sure of it. I feel like he holds with that because he's better than his opponents.
Well, you know, one thing I guess we could learn is that if you're going to do this build, maybe you shouldn't send the Banshees out. Because, look, he would have been fine if the Phoenixes came out and the Banshees were in the army.
Even if you sent them out, I mean, you should do some sort of reconnaissance. Yeah. But still, I mean, he killed those 2 Banshees with 0 damage done. Killed the 3rd one during the push because the guy attack moved with everything on one hotkey, so it was way ahead. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then lost that siege chain because it was way ahead. It's well, what are you doing? I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Well, I think now they're going to have to pick SC. I mean, I don't want this to be like last time. We're like, all right, here comes an ST, and then, like, Younghwa comes in. I'm like, I'm sorry, Younghwa, but this doesn't make any sense right now.
No, I think SC obviously is the choice. Send him out there, see if he can take out Puzzle, and then take out a bunch more ZeNEX guys. Because that's what he's going to have to do, man.
Yeah.
And ZeNEX, they have a pretty solid roster behind him. SC is very good at all the matchups. I like his TVT. I really like his TVZ. So, could be a good choice.
Here's the factor, though. there's still a lot of good players left on ZeNEX
Yeah.
that they can pick out. And when they have somebody like SC out there, they're not going to mess around.
No.
They're not going to be like, you don't have much camera time, go. And you push him on the back. He's like,
Well,
okay.
this is such an important match.
Yeah.
The winner of this, it seems likely to me that they'll make it into the playoffs.
I think so.
Not necessarily, it's not done, but winning this is actually
It's
this is a big
very
one.
important.
Yeah, this is an important match.
And I'm trying to look behind for clues. I can't get too much information, although I see two of the guys talking to SC. We're going to find out, though. I mean, they have to make the decision, so I don't know. At this point in time, Puzzle might even do an all-in, too.
Yeah, he might.
He'd be like, all right, we got enough good players on there.
I feel like he's so good that he can actually just play straight up. I understand the all-in and why you might do it, and if it was like someone way better than you, yeah. But in this case, I feel like ZeNEX Puzzle can force a long game, which he very well may win, but
that's
also
true.
tire him down because this guy has to go out there and kill 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah, just wear him out, do a macro game. If you win, good. Otherwise, look, macro games feel great when you win them, but you are tired.
Yeah.
You go from a macro game from there to a guy who hides his second barracks and all ins you. You're like, oh man.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, Artosis. I'm getting wiggly.
I know. I just want to see that they pick
I'm
SC.
going like this. I'm like, who's you gonna pick?
Will SC who they pick?
You're funny. You're funny with bad word jokes.
I know. I do
Good.
a lot of those.
Where's that puppy?
The puppy's probably sleeping, man. It's
Puppy's
not time
preparing.
for the
That's
puppy
the
yet.
ace.
Yeah. Puppy's in back setting up its little puppy keyboard.
Yeah.
The best?
The best?
No. Really? Really?
Really? Ooh.
Now, here's some fun facts about the best. He did make it back into Code A. The games he's shown us on TV have been completely lackluster for a very long time. But I do hear from the FXO crew that in practice he's actually insanely good and plays macro
He might
games.
have nerve issues because normally when we see the best, he actually drunk drives a Banshee into a bunch of Marines and it dies. As you can see, he hasn't had a lot of success over here, but this is a pretty big deal, guys, that they've sent this guy out here over SC.
Yeah, it's a big choice. But
Is this going to be like what we saw with IM, where I'm like, okay, Nessie was right there and you sent Younghwa. I'm just going to say it again. Nessie was right there. You're going to give him a little smack on the butt and said, go get him, Tiger. And at least if you lost, you would have said, well, it was the best choice. In a situation like this, if the best
It's an
loses
interesting
this,
one.
And I would say that Puzzle is better than the best, at least from what I've seen.
I would stake my shoes on it. The map.
Those old Converse shoes, yes.
Yeah, man. I'd stake these on it so quick.
Yeah.
Walk home barefoot in the rain. Because I like pina coladas tastes.
You wear bags on your feet.
All right, so the map is actually going to be Crossfire.
Well,
But
we'll be
talk
back
more
soon,
about that in a
guys.
minute.
Don't go away. We'll be back in 5 minutes. This is the GSL Team Lead.